there. Welcome back. Today is day 5. We are going to release some tension in our hip. So I will give you a couple options you can do today. Let's start laying down on our back. So bring up your right leg, flex the feet, and try to keep your knee sideways. So you're gonna a little bit start pushing your knee, not on the kneecap, but a little bit outside, and just try to push a little bit out your knee towards a little bit to the right. And you probably already feel some tension, little tightness. So just stay here and take a few deep breaths. So this can be the first exercise. Make sure this feet is flexed and the knee sideways. So you can really push it out and feel the exercise. Okay, so this is exercise number 1. And if you've done with that one, you can try to put your hands underneath your left leg. And if it's a little bit too much, you can just stay here. Otherwise, we're gonna bring back this pose and we're gonna start staying here. See, this is the morning, so I feel a little bit stiff when I'm doing that. But it's totally okay because I know when I'm staying here a little bit longer, I feel much better. You can also double up the pillow because I feel like this helps a little bit more to come up to this pose. You can also a bit rock side to side and just take a few deep breaths here. Or you can just be still. Make sure the knee turns to the side and you keep flexing the feet. And this top leg can be just relaxed. There is another exercise you can try on the same side. So we started with the right leg. Before we go to this exercise, you can just do the windshield wiper. Just move a little bit side to side. It's called the pigeon pose. I don't see my yoga blocks here, so I'm gonna use a pillow. Oh yeah, I have a yoga block right here. But it doesn't matter, if you don't have a yoga block at home, you can always use a pillow. I'll show you what is a pigeon pose if you're not familiar with that. So you can just start sitting like that. So I'm sitting like this. I can show you this way. And after, I'm just gonna try to come to my forearms and come up to this pigeon pose. So from the other side, it looks like this. And this is the yoga block comes handy because you can just put this underneath your right booty. Yeah, so you're not pressing down all the way. Yeah, now I'm really flexible, but trust me, when I started with this pose, I was up here. So I actually put a couple different mats and blankets up there. So you can use the pillow under here and try to go down to the forearm if it's possible, because you can be up here, of course, that could be fine as well. But I feel like when you are on your forehead, you can a little bit relax your head and relax a little bit more. And try to stay here for a few deep breaths. So let's talk about why you're in there. Let's talk about a little bit how the alignment looks like. So in the book, your feet flexed and the knee and the ankle is in one alignment. That's really hard to do a pigeon like that. See, it's like, oh, even for me it's pretty hard. So it's okay to cheat a little bit and keep the leg flexed, but bring your knee a little bit in. But the most important thing, to keep your hip square, right? So you're not here, because if you're sitting on this right sit bone, you're not gonna get much access, like much stretching out of the pose. So I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about sideways. So if you are here, you're not gonna feel the hip exercise, like the hip stretching. You wanna come up, so you keep this hip square. Yeah? Perfect. So thinking about in each exercise I show you, to stay 5 deep slow breath or longer. And of course, if you can only do the first exercise, try to stay for 10 deep breath. This is still a beautiful place to just relax. And if you want to do it on a chair, you can also do it on a chair. You can just sit down and maybe try to bring, maybe it's impossible, right? I'm not sure of your flexible level, but you can also try that and stay here, or maybe start a little bit lower. So just make sure you feel some stretching on the hip. Okay, so we started with the right leg, now we're gonna switch, so we're gonna do the left leg. Remember, you can always have a pillow or two underneath your head, and we're gonna start with the first one. So flex the feet, keep the knee side, and push a little bit out and forward, so you can feel a nice stretch on the side of the hip. And just take some deep breath here. So I would say probably 5 deep breaths in this pose. If you're not doing the other two poses, just stay here. And if you can do the other poses, so you're just gonna lift up your legs from the floor, hand raise underneath your right knee or right leg. Oh, I have a fly here came in. It is finally spring, so there is a lot of light. We live right close to the forest, next to the forest. Make sure the knee sideways, feet flexed, and you can stay still or you can move a little bit side to side. Just make sure you take 5 deep breaths if you are here. And after, when you're done with that one, you can move to the pigeon. If you did pigeon, if you did all 3 exercises on the right side, do it on your left as well. Doesn't matter if it feels stiffer, but we need to do always the same exercises on both sides, not just one side. So we're just gonna go to the pigeon. Remember, you can use a yoga block or pillows or blankets, whatever you have, and tuck it under your buttocks and going down and relax here in pigeon. And as I said before, try to stay here for 5 deep slow breaths, so you get really a great beneficial from this exercise. Because many times people don't realize, of course, you have a back pain, but maybe the back pain is really coming from my hip, because I have a really, really tight hip. And of course, you need to strengthen your hip as well. So not just loosening, but because this is a chronic back pain challenge, I'm only trying really simple exercising. Not gonna try to build your strength in just in few days. It's impossible. But if you decided, okay, today is the day I'm just working on hip exercises, you can start the thing we already did, or you can start, working with a shoulder bridge, so putting something between your inner thigh, and you can slowly, going up and try to hold it for a long exhale. So you're gonna inhale and exhale, slowly going down vertebrae by vertebrae. So this is actually a really good strengthening. Of course, the exercise is stretching, but at the same time, it's also strengthening. So you can do this exercise maybe 10 times or 5 times, doesn't matter. We are in the very beginning of this chronic pain, and after you can add the stretching exercise. So you actually ended up doing stretching and strengthening, because you will need both. I hope you like this challenge, and I have something for you tomorrow. I know I said it's a 5-day challenge, but I added an extra day, a bonus session. Let me know in your comments how do you like the yoga challenge, and have a lovely day. Namaste.